Hey everybody, got a match against RevolutionX1600 here, and this is for my 200 subs battle. So this is a UU NU match, and I challenged them on MSN, so let's start. I lead off with a Spec Small Trace, not Scarfed, and he leads off with a Butterfree. I use Air Slash, and this is gay. Well, he has a Focus Sash, but yeah, it's pretty gay, but I get the flinch on the first turn. But yeah, he switches out and goes into a Registeel, and I obviously go for Air Slash because I'm Specs. And yeah, so I'm forced to switch out here. And after he gets his leftovers, I'm going to switch out into my Donphan as he goes back into Butterfree. And now I really wish that I actually had Ice Shard on this thing, but I don't like Ice Shard on Donphan because it sucks. So he Sleep Powders me, and I pretty much just let him Sleep Powder me. And I actually underestimated Butterfree here. I actually thought it was way weaker, but it actually does half. So I kinda misjudged there. So I go into Moltres knowing that I can completely wall Butterfree, but who doesn't really wall Butterfree? But anyway, because Butterfree sucks. I'm sorry, Butterfree sucks. I mean, the only thing good about it is freaking Sleep Powder, and that's really it. So I play an Overkill that thing because I hate it so much that it deserves to die in a fire, and it dies in a fire. So yeah. Then I switch out, and he just predicts that and goes for Dragon Dance because I really don't want to take a Waterfall or Aqua Jet or any of the sort. And yeah, I go out into Slippy, and yeah, he goes for Dragon Dance. He knows I have Water Absorb, and he probably predicted a Toxic here, but I just went for Perish Song, just in case he stayed in like Earthquake me, so he doesn't like stain with that single Dragon Dance. Just force him to switch out. And yeah. So I really get walled by Registeel with freaking Politoed. So I go out in the Moltres as he goes for Iron Head. I really don't know why he went for Iron Head on a Politoed. And I just really don't know. Maybe he had nothing better to do. But yeah. So I predict to switch into Feraligatr or any kind of switch and go for Will-O-Wisp. But he ends up staying in, which is pretty nice on his part, I guess. But yeah. But seeing how next turn he's going to die from Parasong, I just stay in and go for Willows. But again, predicting a switch, but he goes into Arcanine, and that kind of ruins my plan, and that made me sad, and I have to switch out. So yeah, I switch out and go into Slippy. And sorry, Slippy's just a fun name to say. But he goes for Toxic, and he missed, and that didn't matter at all because I have Refresh on the Politoed, so I could have just healed it at any time I wanted to. So yeah. I use Toxic as he switches out into Articuno, and I think this might be a Scarfed or Specs Articuno because it doesn't have leftovers or anything, and it's locked onto one move. So, like you'll see later, because I think it's either Scarfed or Specs. I'm not sure which. But yeah, he uses extra sensory, and that actually does a lot, and that makes me think it's Specs, but I'm really not sure. So he switches out and goes into Arcanine. I just don't want to overpredict or anything, so I just go for Fire Blast instead of Air Slash. Even though it was kind of obvious he was going to switch, but I don't care. And even to a bulky Arcanine, a Specs Fire Blast does over half, so I decided to stay in. So I'm really hoping that a Fire Blast will kill him, seeing as the other ones did over half. But he lives at like, what, 2 freaking HP? And yeah, he just goes for the Toxic, and that sucks. And yeah, since I get Toxic, I'm gonna like die in like 2 or 3 turns. So I just decided to stay in and kill the Arcanine before he does something gay, like freaking, I don't know, what Arcanines do. Well, I don't know. He probably just went for Morning Sun or something, I really don't know. But yeah, I die next turn, and he sends out for Alligator. So I use Fire Blast and I miss, and that kind of made up for the air slash flinch at the beginning. Because I know that if a Fire Blast did over half to a bulky Arcanine, it would do a crap ton to freaking Feraligatr, because I don't know. It would have just done a freaking crap ton to Feraligatr. It wouldn't have killed, but it would have done over half for sure. So I go out into Politoed, seeing as I wall Feraligatr practically, except for Earthquake, and I just Perish Song. Because I really do not want that Feraligatr having a Dragon Dance running around my team, because that could actually potentially sweep me. And yeah. So he uses extra sensory, and that doesn't do even 80 damage after freaking leftovers, so that kind of sucks. So that Articuno, and it takes a lot of damage from Surf and Toxic, as I just laugh at its face, eating my little leftovers, and he switches out. And he goes into Registeel as I go for... Oh, I switch out, never mind. Yeah. Um... Oh, it was a double switch, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a double switch. Sorry, right there. I wasn't really paying attention. But yeah, I go out into Espeon, because Espeon's fucking amazing. I don't know why it's in you. Well, because of Alakazam, but still. So I use Hidden Power Fighting, not Fire or Ground. I don't know why people run that on a freaking Espeon. But I use Hidden Power Fighting, and it does a pretty good chunk to that Registeel. And it looks like a clean 2-hit KO after the burn damage, which happens after he gets leftovers recovery. And I actually get a crit on this next Hidden Power Fighting. I am not sure if that mattered. I personally don't think it did, honestly, because the last one did about the same damage, because it sent him in the yellow, and then burn damage sent him even lower than that, so I'm pretty sure that didn't matter, but I'm really not sure. So he goes out in Articuno. I'm afraid this thing might be Scarfed, and I know these things can learn Signal Beam. So I go out in the Politoed, just to see what it would do, and to wall him, practically. And he actually goes for Signal Beam. So I go out into my Hitmontop to block its Signal Beam. Well, not block, but take less damage from Signal Beam, and yeah, I don't take that much at all. God dang, I can't talk. And yeah, I know he's gonna switch, so I'm just gonna go for Bulk Up. And yeah, he goes into a little Parasect, and I'm like, aw, Parasect, you suck. Why are you freaking in you? You should be like NFE, like freaking Love Disc and Ariados. You suck, Parasect, I'm sorry. So I go for Stone Edge, and even after a Bulk Up and Max Attack, it actually lives. I'm like, whoa. Well, you're much bulkier than I thought. And he actually goes for Agility, and I actually thought, like, oh, Agility Parasect, that's kind of cool. I actually have one myself, and it sucks. But yeah, he goes for Agility, so I know he's going to attack next turn, so I go for Sucker Punch. And yeah, he dies. And yeah, I get leftovers, and Hitmontop is looking cool right now. And he sends out the Articuno. Oh, wait, I killed the Articuno already, didn't I? I'm not really sure, but yeah, I do Mach Punch as he goes for Dragon Dance. I don't know why I went for Dragon Dance, because I carry Mach Punch. And yeah, I Mach Punch again, sends him in low red. Sends him in Torrent range, which kind of scared me, because I'm really not sure if I could take a Torrent boosted Waterfall, but Hitmontop is fairly bulky, and I can actually take that with a decent amount of health left. Oh yeah, the Articuno is still alive. I kind of forgot. I honestly forgot that the Articuno was still alive, but yeah, it's going to die next turn anyway, so I don't care. Because Articuno fails, even though I like Articuno a lot, actually. And yeah, the freaking Feraligatr dies, and it didn't do anything at all this match, because it freaking sucks. And yeah, I just used Mog Punch on Articuno, and it dies, and that is good game, RevolutionX1600. So, yeah, thanks for watching. His link will be in the description, even though I'm probably sure you don't need it because he's relatively famous. And yeah, see you guys later.